Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garza Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
And if you're new here, we would love it if you would like this video and subscribe down below. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We thought it would be fun to talk about our favorite everyday face products, as in like blush, bronzer, highlighter. And then we each picked two in each category because I'm sure like you, if you have a big collection, we like to switch it up a bit. But these are like the products that we basically use on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be a lot more fun than doing like a favorites video, because those things can change from time to time. But like these have been like tried and true for like essentially like this year.
Even longer for some of the things.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting with bronzer. This will come to no surprise to anyone. I'm going to talk about this on our channel until they actually get rid of this. It's the Bareminerals Invisible Bronzer in the shade Medium. This is my holy grail face product. I've been using it since it came out. I love this so much, and they are discontinuing it, but I do still think it's available on Ulta and Sephora, and it just gives like the most natural bronze look. It's so beautiful. I can't get enough of this. I mean, I'm going to buy backups and use it for years to come. But when I'm not wearing that, I'm always wearing the Balm Take Home the Bronze. This is in the shade Oscar, but I believe they changed the shade names. So this is just the lightest shade. As you can see, I hit pan on it. This is my second one too. Carly gave me hers. It's talc free. All of my stuff that I'm talking about is talc free.
So even the Pixie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's a talc-free matte bronzer, which is kind of hard to find. Like any baked formula usually doesn't have talc, but when it comes to a matte bronzer, it's just a little bit more difficult to find. And I know it looks really dry in the pan, but on the face, I'm wearing it today, it just looks like a really nice satin matte finish. And my favorite thing about it is the tone. It's like a really good neutral bronze. It even looks more cool toned in the pan than it does on the face. And I really love how it blends out so effortlessly. It's not too muddy. It's not too dark. It's just like a really good natural everyday matte bronzer. I kind of hate I love the size of the packaging, but like it's so gaudy to me. I don't know. I know that's like kind of just their brand. I just wish it was like a little less gaudy, but I actually love like this cardboard slim packaging. Okay, my two bronzers, one is a cream and one is a powder, so it just depends what mood I'm in, but I rarely stray from these two. I still have other bronzers I love, but like I just reach for these on a daily. I don't even buy that many bronzers.
Me
I love
either.
these so much. I just and like look at how much I have left in this. I've had it for over a year, and like I said, I basically wear it on a daily basis when I don't want my cream that I'll talk about. But this is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Bronzer, and just FYI, basically everything in my selection is luxury. I didn't do that on purpose. It's just what I reach for. I bought basically, I think, all of it. So anyways, sorry it's a little pricey, but I love this bronzer. As you can see, it's a huge fill weight. The pan is ginormous, and I use this, like I said, nearly every day. I still haven't even hit pan, which shocks me, but the tone is just beautiful, and that's really what I love about it. Similar probably to your the Balm bronzer. It just is so neutral, and we have very neutral skin tone, undertone, and I find that whenever I have too warm of bronzers, it looks great in the summertime, but then in the winter when I'm fair, it just looks orange on me, or it just looks artificial. But this one never looks artificial on me. Like it truly looks like a little tan. It's so buildable. This powder is so finely milled, even though it's pressed. It just builds up so nicely. I apply it with my e.l.f. stipple brush, and it just is a very gradual build. Like I never have to worry about it being too pigmented. So I really love this bronzer. I totally think it's worth the money. As you can see, mine is so worn. Like all the Marc Jacobs foiling came off. Okay, and then next, this is, I don't know if I could choose between these two. I don't know if you could choose between yours. Will you?
This is everything.
I might pick the Milk as my Holy Grail bronzer. I love this. It is the best cream bronzer I've ever tried. If you haven't tried Milk, they have a lot of their complexion sticks like in this stick format. This is their baked bronzer in the shade, wait, no, it's the matte bronzer in the shade Baked, and they have two shades. One, this is the lighter, there's another deeper shade. The formula is just so nice on these. It is creamy without being so creamy that it'll run all over your face. My favorite way to apply it is to dab my brush in. I've done this in multiple tutorials on our channel, and then just kind of like stipple it on and then circular motions to blend it out. It blends out so easily, more easily than any cream product I own.
It does blend really nice.
It blends out so nice. The tone, again, is not too warm, not too cool. Perfect depth and tone for my skin tone. I can't say enough good things about this. It is just, whenever I wear this bronzer, I get a lot of compliments on how my makeup looks, and I think that's a huge, I think it's a reason is because of this bronzer, because it never looks like too much. You can definitely layer bronzer over it if you feel like it's not enough color, because it can be really sheared out.
Yeah, I think it's like, I love wearing that bronzer on a more like natural makeup day, and it's not something that's like super long lasting. Like most cream products aren't super long lasting, so it is kind of good to have like something like this in your collection to use.
Yeah, I mean, I just love how natural it looks, and it just looks like a natural bronze, and it looks like skin. So I think that's why this would be my holy grail bronzer, and I think it's a great value. Out of everything I'm talking about, this is the, oh my god, no, I'm trying to get it back in. Okay, never mind.
Just do that later.
But this is the best value because it is $24 and you get quite a bit of product.
Yeah, it lasts a while for sure. Okay, next we're moving on to blush, and this is a drugstore favorite, but it's just the quality of this blush is 10 out of 10, so good. It's the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Bare Peach. I'm actually wearing the shade Toasted Cinnamon today, but I realized like when we were grabbing things for this video that Bare Peach is the one I use most often. The blush I use most often. I think it's such a flattering peach tone, but it doesn't even look this bright on the face. It just like gives like a nice healthy flush to the skin. And again, like I don't know if it's like the lack of talc, but it looks so dry in the pan, but I promise it does have a sheen on the skin. I mean, we'll insert swatches so you guys can see, but it's the best formula, the best color. I mean, I really, really want them to expand this range because I do think they are kind of missing like a in-between nude. Like Toasted Cinnamon is almost like a bronzer, and then this is such a light peach that I'd love something in between, or like a mauve shade would be really pretty. But these blushes are incredible. And then this is a new favorite, but I've been reaching for it constantly. It's the Bareminerals Bounce and Blur blush in the shade Blurred Buff. We spoke about these. This is like the best shade by far.
It's so pretty.
It's such a good nude color. It's a cream to powder finish. I just apply this with a stipple brush. It's effortless to blend. So I've just been wearing this nonstop because I love how it looks on the face and the color. I feel like this color is, if I could make a blush color, it would be this. So I've just been gravitating towards this so much, so I had to include it. Okay, I'm wearing both of my favorites today. I have this one layered over this one. I'll talk about this one first. It's my all-time favorite blush. Good things come in small packages. This is one of the Surratt blushes. It's the La Rose du Sort. And it's basically like, I've talked about this blush before, but it's like a beige nude rose is how I would describe it. It's so beautiful. I can't even describe the texture of this blush. I've talked about this again, but it's powder, but it looks like your skin after it's applied. Like it just blends in so seamlessly where there's no traces of powder, but it also doesn't look like a cream. Obviously it's not cream to powder, but it just looks like your face has like a flush to it, just naturally and gorgeous. Again, these are super buildable. All the products I'm talking about are really buildable. I think yours are like that too. Except for the highlighters, obviously.
We don't like it when things are too pigmented on impact and then it's really hard to go backwards. Yeah, so finely milled. This is very small. I wish it came in a bigger size, but because of that, it's like around $30, which I feel like is such a good price for the quality of the formula. And Surratt has beautiful colors. This is definitely by far my favorite, and I think it's a reason this is my all-time favorite blush, just because this shade just gives me such a nice like light blush tone without being too bright, and it just looks beautiful. Again, very neutral. Like I said, I love neutral products, so love this blush. And then this is technically matte, although I would say it's more of like not a satin, but it just does not look flat at all, but it's more of a matte formula. And then when I want a shimmering blush, I reach for Charlotte Tilbury Pillowtop. These actually are really similar in tone. Again, this is, I would describe like a beige rose or like a nude rose. It's definitely more neutral and less pink, like a little more brown than the Pillowtop lip liner in my opinion. So I think they did a great job translating that color story to all their different products. Like they didn't just put Pillowtop lip liner in this formula. It just is a lot more complimentary as a blush. The middle is like more of a highlighty shade. If you bought a Charlotte blush before, the outside you're supposed to like swirl and then pop, and then so you get like a pop of highlight in the middle. I just kind of dust all over. Like I said, I dusted this on top of the Surratt blush today. It has a beautiful sheen. It's definitely like a shimmer. Like there's no denying that this blush isn't matte, but it never looks like frosty or like chalky like some shimmers can. It's very refined, very beautiful. Again, the color is like the main reason, but again, the formula is stunning.
Okay, for highlighters, I have one drugstore and one high-end. So the drugstore is the Pixie by Petra Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Delicate Dew. I've been using this since it came out, probably like 1 or 2 years ago.
It was a year ago.
A year ago? Specifically, I want to talk about this shade. So they don't even have shade names, but the like champagne one. I like the pink, but the champagne is the one I use most often. Actually, I have it on my inner corners today, but it's such a beautiful formula. It just like glides onto the skin and just gives that like glossy effect, and it is kind of metallic, but it still can look natural. Like if I'm not wearing that much makeup, I can wear this and it doesn't look odd, and it doesn't give like that metallic stripe on your face. It's just like a really finely milled formula. It's so beautiful, and I do appreciate that they do put both of these in here. Like you can use both, but I just really, really love this one. I think it's such a good find. Like Pixie has really good products, and I know they're like kind of more expensive for drugstore, but still like reasonably priced. And this is such a throwback. It's the Jouer powder highlighter in the shade Citrine, and I've truly been using this, oh my god, I want to say like 3 years.
I think 4.
Oh my god, it might be 4 years old, and I just saw that it expires in 2 years, 24 months, but whatever, it's fine.
Oh, that's your original one?
Yes.
You should probably repurchase.
No, because remember someone said that they changed the formula.
Oh.
I forget who it was, but someone said like they repurchased and the formula seemed slightly different, so now I'm worried. I mean, I hope that's not true. I guess I'll have to test it for myself. But this highlighter is so beautiful. Like the formula almost feels like a cream when you touch it. And it has like a similar effect to this one, like just a really beautiful glossy skin. I would say this one's a little more metallic than the Pixie.
The new CoverGirl ones we talked about is similar to this.
Yeah, which I love. I almost wanted to add it, but I'm like, we just got those. But this shade is like the perfect peachy champagne that I feel like complements our skin tone so well. It's really hard to find a highlighter that really complements your skin tone.
It's
because
really hard.
It's not like a blush or a bronzer where it's like very obvious, like because it's almost like an undertone, it's sometimes like you don't even realize it doesn't really look good with your skin tone, but this like it just melts into the skin. It's so beautiful. Obviously I hit pan on it. I use this all the time. I love the component. It's so small and cute. I mean, if you guys know anything about the formula, if it hasn't been changed, I'm definitely going to repurchase, but if it has, I'll just keep using this because it only goes right there. Like it can't really be doing anything bad to my skin. But yeah, I love both of these so much. If you're into, just to like let you know what kind of highlighters I like something that looks very glossy and not really metallic. Like something that just gives the skin some life but doesn't look like a stripe or too intense. For everyday use. I just like my skin to look very healthy, I would say. For me, I realized this year, well really the past 2 years, that I really like cream and liquid highlights. It's hard for me to wear powder now, especially if you know my skin issues I've been having as of late, but there's a lot of texture happening. So my 2 favorites by far, I'll start with my cream. So this is the Hourglass, oh my god, what are these called? Vanish, the Vanish Vanish highlighters. And this is Champagne Flash. They have like 5 shades, which is awesome for a cream highlighter range that never happens. I was gonna say, I love cream highlighters. Like my favorite would probably be the Flesh highlighting balm, but the colors, like again, like they don't really complement my skin tone most of the time. So Hourglass did a really good job. I can wear Champagne Flash and Gold Flash. Gold Flash is a little bit lighter and more warm, but Champagne Flash again is like a neutral tone, which is so hard to find, and a little bit deeper. I love this formula. It is a bit drier than other cream highlights that I have and love. So I actually feel like that really helps with the long wearing effect. But if you do have extremely dry cheeks, I would definitely just prep your skin beforehand. My favorite way to apply this, I was applying it with my fingers for a while, and I felt like that kind of lifted up product because of the dry nature of the formula. Then I was applying with a beauty blender for a while, and I really liked that, but right now I'm applying it with a brush. So I would say a sponge application or a brush application, and both of them, I just like kind of dab the product in and then dab on my face or brush on my face. Like it's very simple. I'm wearing this one today, if you can see it on the tops of my cheekbones. It does have very refined shimmer in it. You can see the particles, like they're definitely visible, but to me, once you like step back, it just looks like a gloss on your face. It like a slight metallic, but because the base is pretty like translucent, especially when blended, it looks natural to me. And
I can still see it though.
Yeah. Well, of course, I want to highlight you can see, because I'm like that type of person. If you can't see it, then I don't even want to wear it. Like, what's the point? So yeah, you can see it on your skin, but it blends in really nicely.
I just love the formula. I think it's so beautiful, and I really love this shade. A lot of these are driven by shade for me.
Yeah.
I'm a big shade person. Like, if I find something I like in tone, even if I don't love the formula, I will use it.
Specifically for lip products.
Yeah.
If I like love the shade, I'm like, this could be the most uncomfortable lipstick, but if it looks
Same.
good, I'll wear it forever.
Yeah, but this, I love the formula and the shade. And then this is probably my favorite highlighter of all time, but I haven't been using it as long as the Hourglass, so we'll see. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the original shade Spotlight. I hate this applicator. I've talked about this, but so for this, I just feel like application is a bit tricky, and I wish that that would change. I also will say that I love this formula, and I do really, really enjoy the shade, but it is slightly too pink for me. I wish they would have taken some of the pink out and made it more of like a neutral champagne, again, kind of like the Hourglass one. But regardless, it's beautiful. This formula is stunning. It's very wet looking. I don't have it on right now, but I've worn it in a lot of videos. When I dab this on just from the sponge tip applicator and blend it out, it does tend to lift up my makeup. And I wear very light makeup, like a very light foundation layer, but it does lift it up. So I found the best ways to apply it, again, are like, I can put some on my hand and dab in a beauty blender and apply it that way, or I just like take my brush and dip it. I'll like propel some product into this and dip my brush in and then just kind of like dab on, and that works for me. It just is such a lovely effect. I watched Sam Ravendahl's video recently, and she said she felt like this was too metallic and too intense for her. I don't find that at all. I feel like if you start with a very light amount, it does definitely leave a sheen, but I feel like that's because of the texture. Like, it's a very liquid, high, like glossy product, and there is a lot of pearl in it, but it looks beautiful to me, and you can definitely like blend it out. I mean, it's definitely apparent it's on your skin, and you can build
We'll swatch it so they can see.
Yeah, you can build it up to be very metallic, so if you are into very metallic highlights, I definitely think you would like this as well. This could work for people that are into natural and super high shine, so really, really love this highlighter.
Thank you guys for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and as always, please leave your recommendations down below, specifically for a bronzer. I feel like I'm very interested in the new Lawless bronzer, if any of you have tried that. There's a Pure Cosmetics one I want to try.
I want to try the Make bronzer forever.
Yeah, I just sticking to talc-free brands over here. So
Make is talc-free.
Are they? Oh, then I'll try that too. But yeah, I feel like to replace my Invisible bronzer, because that's going to be inevitable, I want to find some like an alternative. So specifically bronzer recommendations, but if you have any blush and highlighters you guys love, we'd love to hear.